Welcome back to my channel. Bani, shuru marna. Being from Mysore Palace is something I have seen countless times. It's always been there, and maybe that's exactly why after a point I stopped looking at it. You see its beauty, and Mysore Palace is a landmark, a tourist attraction, that iconic image of Mysore. But today I'm visiting it after a really long time. And this time, I'm not only looking at it as a local, I'm also looking at it as an architectural student. And honestly, that changes the entire experience because when you start studying architecture, you stop seeing the building only for how it beautifully looks. You start asking, why does it look like this? Why is the space designed for this way? How does it create this kind of feeling? And what makes this building more memorable? So, standing here again, the first thing that hits me is the scale. The palace feels grand even before you enter it. And I think that's one important, powerful things about architecture. The ability of the building to make you feel something before you even understand it. Here, the architecture is very much about the monumentality. The building has its own central axis, symmetry, and very deliberate sense of hierarchy. Your eyes are naturally drawn towards the center, and then from there you start noticing domes, towers, arches, and all the details around them. So, there is actually a clear visual order beneath all the ornamentations. And I think that's something I appreciate more than just I did when I was younger. One of the most important and interesting things about the Mysore Palace, it does not belong to one architecture language in a very simple sense. It is associated with Indo-Saracenic style where different architecture influences comes together. And you can actually read the mixture through the building. You see Indian architecture references, you see Islamic inspired architecture, arches, and domes. You can also notice European influences in overall planning and composition. But what interesting is that these aren't just randomly placed elements. They're brought together into one visual identity. And that's what makes this place so fascinating to study. As an architecture student, I think one of the biggest lessons here is the architecture can be about synthesis. You can take different influences and create something that feels like your own identity. Now, if you look at the palace carefully, you can really start reading the symmetry. And there is a strong central focus, and the spaces and the elements around it are create sense of balance. I have to talk about the paintings which were kept. But once you enter the palace, you realize that art is equally important to experience. And I find interesting is the relationship between the painting and the spaces they occupy. They aren't just individual artworks sitting inside a building. They become a part of architecture. The walls become a canvas. Colors, patterns, paintings contribute overall atmosphere of the space. And when you look at the palace interior, you start noticing how architecture, art, and ornamentations are all working together. This isn't really a clear boundary between where architecture ends and the artwork begins. And I think that's what makes these interiors so visually rich. I look at these ornaments in a different way, where I probably feel like removing these paintings and removing these all decorative elements from the palace still make me feel the same of the space, or it makes me different, feel like something different from which I was feeling right now, is the question which reminds me when I was walking to these places. So after visiting Mysore Palace again after such a long time, I think I have realized something. The palace didn't really change, I did. The buildings once I knew simply as a landmark has now become something I can read, question, appreciate from an architecture perspective. And I think that's the beauty of architecture. A building can stay in one place for generations, while every person who experiences it can see completely different. If you are from Mysore and it's been a long time since you visited Mysore Palace, maybe come back, walk a little slower, look a little closer, because you might realize the place that you thought you already knew still has lot more to tell you. And that's Mysore Palace from a local architecture student's perspective. If you enjoy coming along with me, seeing Mysore through an architecture perspective, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment telling me which all places I should explore next. I will be seeing you in next one. Until then, keep exploring, keep observing. I see you soon. Thank you.